be staying there. How far is it from here?
5 minutes up the road.
Oh, is that all?
So, yeah.
I just spoke to Stephen, you know what he said to me? Called in at the All England, I said it was the first time he'd ever been to one.
I believe it. I've seen it.
I know.
This is unbelievable.
It's
It's marvellous.
See, you're telling me you've never been.
Yeah.
You know, even...
Have we started?
I put the draw there and I opened it at a page for just bits of...
No, that's good.
Bits
Oh,
of...
that's good. You've got
info about. When are you ready?
Which ones are we on? This one? We're all set. Very good. Well, Michael, great to see you here again in Colwyn Bay. Third running of the Craig Roberts Memorial event. Another. Well, I know you'll mention the crowd, but it's still a good turnout from the North Wales bowling fraternity, and I think we're going to see two great semi-finals.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, Roger. It's a pleasure to come back to Colwyn Bay. Yeah, the crowd is very good, but it's not as good as it has been for the last 2 years. Been a bit inclement this morning, but this afternoon it picked up well, and we started off with some good bowling in the first round. We had Callum Wraight beating Glyn Cookson, who has won it for the last 2 years, 21-18. And Greg Smith, who's a newcomer to the event, beating Chris Brown 21-10. And then we had Ben Harris, who is also a newcomer to the event, losing to John Bailey, the local hope, 21-16. And Gary Ellis beating Michael Leach 21-14, leaving us with a semi-final of Greg Smith versus Callum Wraight and John Bailey versus Gary Ellis. Some of the best bowlers in the country.
Fantastic, and it's great to have them here in Colwyn Bay in the middle of the Colwyn Bay Festival Week. Fantastic support from these top players to come and pay tribute to this charity event and raise some important money for local charities. And it's well, Help for Heroes has been a beneficiary of this in previous years, so fair play to these players for giving up their time. And we're in for some entertainment, Michael. Any sort of takeaways from seeing the quarter-final games?
Well, I'm not saying it was a big shock, but the winner for the past 2 years, Glyn Cookson, just getting beat in the first round by Callum. Greg's picked the green up very, very well because he just plays short and simple and puts them near. John Bailey had a nice, comfortable game really against young Ben, and same with Gary against Michael. So I think this Callum Wraight and Greg Smith game should be a bit tasty, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg hasn't been here before, but I see the bookies installed him as one of the favourites, along with Gary Ellis. And what surprised me is Glyn Cookson, who'd won it twice before, was a very generous price at 9-2, and obviously Callum removed him in the quarterfinals. But I was quite astounded to see that, and Greg, who's never been here before, to be such a short price at 7-4. But that just shows you the talent that Greg does bring to everywhere he goes.
Yes, exactly, Roger. And he's proven it here as well. He's already gone 3-1 in front of Callum. But he's sending the jack further than he normally does in this game. He's not playing his 19-20 metres, which would suit Callum. He's gone to like 3/4 corners.
Yeah, it is interesting. Having only seen him just a few days ago at the All England at Cly Miners in Wrexham, where he narrowly lost to Matt Gilmore in the semi-final, 21-19, playing pretty much sort of like short round pegs most of the day. I'd say he did sort of like, he can play anything, obviously, Greg, but that's what he favours. But he's he's obviously decided to stretch things out now. I think it might be just what he thinks is needed to play against Callum, because Callum is very, very good at the short game. But certainly a different approach taken by Greg for this match.
Yeah, he's playing on Callum's weakness, and from Callum's first ball you can see why it is a bit of a weakness, but I think he's put it right with this one. If it picks the jack up it's alright, but it might just go down that dip now.
Yeah, not the best of ends between the two of them, but
No.
one to Greg. He's got away with it with a 4-foot ball. We'll see them a lot closer, I think, during the rest of the match.
Yep, you will. Yes, he's come back on that 3/4 mark again. He's setting his stall out to just tease Callum a little bit. If he's going to strike, he's going to have to strike over a distance. People at home will notice Greg's unusual delivery at times. A bit of a stutter with his delivery. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 goes, and sometimes it's just one.
A wonderful lead.
But then he leads them like that, and then you wonder why we all don't do it.
Absolutely. He is amazing talent that's come to the game, and I think he's obviously already won many titles locally, and now he's at the young age of 24. Sorry, I'd do him a disservice. 23. At the young age of 23, he's got such a CV, having won already the All England, the Autumn Waterloo, and the Spring Waterloo, as well as a couple of Warwick and Worcester merits, and he'll win many more titles. You can see in his face the concentration and the hunger he brings to every game he plays. Fabulous entertainer as well.
Yeah, when he plays his short marks, he tends to run after him a lot. But when he's playing these 3/4, he tends to stay on the mat. He is a bit of an athletic type of person. But yeah, he's going after this one a little bit. Just following it down the land. Wants it to just peg a little bit now. Callum sent his ball before Greg's has got anywhere near finishing, because he knew that Greg was off the road. Callum's too far with this. Needs to hit, and he's halved it, but still gone out.
Unlucky ball there from Callum. But you wouldn't think that Callum's in this game is the old professional at the age of 29, playing a 23-year-old, and Callum has been around on the circuit a long time now. Again, great CV to his name as well. Coming up into the Northwest, winning many titles. Just a bit unlucky there, just getting in the gap, Michael. And
yes.
Interesting, this mark is where Glyn Cookson got a lot of change out of it.
Yes, you're right. And if Callum doesn't hurry up, this game will be gone before he's even started. He's 8-1 behind already. And neither of them have been peppering the jack. Here's the delivery again. Just stutters a little bit. Generally when he does that, he creams one out within a foot of the jack.
Yeah.
And this is on a perfect road, Roger. Perfect road. It's just going to come over the top. But again, 18 inch. Callum's not waiting. You can see it's not quite blocking his road, so he can send one in on the right road.
Just drifted underneath, not counted from Callum, and he needs to get in quickly here, else Greg's really going to build on this fantastic start he's had. Yeah,
he's lying to get 10-1 in front within the first 10 minutes of the game.
And talking of 10 minutes, literally that's all that Greg had to pick up the green, having been delayed to arrive at practice. But hasn't he settled so quickly to a green he's never seen before, and in company of top players. He's just picked it up, and it's not an easy green, Rhos Park. It has a push and a pull and a bit of a tricky crown, and sometimes you can be tight to the jack, and sometimes you've got to give it a bit of land. And there's a few brown patches that you've got to take into account as well. But Greg just has nailed the length in no time at all. Looks as though he's been playing this green for a few years.
That's one of the things that's making him such an outstanding player, Roger. He seems to be able to pick these greens up at the drop of a hat, really. I've watched him quite a bit, and he's gone on greens that he's never seen before, and he's picked them up, gone the other peg, found a length everywhere. I watched him play at Martin Institute a couple of years ago in the final against Michael Leach, who had been playing Martin for probably 40 years, and Greg made Michael look like an absolute novice. He rammed them on the jack, and that was his first visit to Martin.
Amazing. Absolutely.
Won the comp without any bother.
And I watched him along with his Warwick and Worcester teammates in the final of the county championship last September, where they were playing Cheshire, and they went to Winnington Park, and led obviously by Greg in the first four. They just dismantled Cheshire, which was a strong Cheshire side who had high hopes of doing well in that final, and the home team only came away with one winner at home. And I think it was very, very similar away. They only had out of 12, one winner out of 12, with Greg and Ben Harris really top draw that day.
Another end that they don't be very happy about. Both of them are 4, 5, 6 foot away. But Greg's just ran the jack and knocked it to his back ball. Callum's asking, is it 1 or 2? Referee says 1.
Well, he's played a reacher at this, Michael.
Yeah, he definitely needs a connection.
It'll hang on
underneath.
There it is.
10-1.
Yeah. So what would you be thinking now if you're Callum, in terms of sort of like trying to sort of like get his teeth into this game?
Well, the first thing I've noticed he's doing, he's slowing his game down, trying to stop Greg rushing, walking across the green very slowly. I think he needs to do that with his balls as well, just take a little second extra, and when Greg just gives him that chance like he did at that end, just make sure that you step in and put a bit of pressure on.
Yeah, he's got to punish. And this lead is going to leave a little bit of room, not much. It's going to leave a couple of foot, but Callum's sent his ball straight away, Mike.
Yeah, he can't send it quick enough. All it's got to do is stop to win.
In fairness, he's played an absolute real ball, and he really needs to get in this end. But Greg's after this now. He's stalking it.
I think it's Tenero's. Yes.
Getting a real attacking ball from Greg. So Callum's got the chance now to start playing the marks he wants to play, but he wants to get 2 first. Yeah, and he has done. 2 great balls from Callum to get a foothold back into this game. So where do you think he'll be going, Michael?
I'm not really sure, but if I was gonna say something, I would say down an edge, either this edge in front of us or the edge to the left of us. I don't think he'd go over the crown, but he's going over the crown.
Yeah, he's just trying to use the difficulty of this crown. It does have a few tricks to it, but not going a great distance. And Callum's going to his A game here, which is 23, 24 yards. And put him close. And if the other person puts him nearer, I think we could see some fireworks.
Greg's too far with this. Callum's napped him.
and Callum's got such ability. He can easily build quick breaks to get back into this game. So need him just a bit nearer than that one. Greg,
this is a better road
with his second ball, and I think that's exactly what he's done. Ooh, that ball that he's just flicked off might have just robbed it from counting. Having a look. Could have done with a clear run there, Greg, and I think the measures are being called.
The other game is John Bailey 7, Gary Ellis 3. I think we'll have a look at that while the measures are on. Bailey, the local hope, been in the final once in the first year, losing to Glyn Cookson.
I think if I remember rightly, John Bailey and Gary Ellis played last year as well, didn't they? And that was a marvellous game of bowls.
Yeah.
I think John just getting the better of Gary at the end of the match, about 21-19. So
yeah, he did.
It's going to be another great game.
John has the local support on his side, but like we said before, there's not that many of the boisterous Welsh support here tonight at the moment. Whether it's a bit early for them, I don't know, but I would say it's a good crowd on. I would say there's a good couple of hundred, but in the previous years I would have said there's more to like 3,500 in the past.
Yeah, it was pouring down with rain this morning. I was at the Colwyn Bay Festival earlier, and the 10 o'clock session there at the festival had rain absolutely coming down sideways. And it's a bit gusty, and so for some of the spectators it just may be just a bit too inclement and a bit cold. But there's certainly lots of cracking bowling here to warm everybody up. As Greg got in on that measure, Michael,
right.
So he's trying to get back in on his mark, but Callum's beaten his lead.
Yeah, 11-3 in front.
And did you back the winner of the All England, Michael? Or
I didn't. No, I didn't. Well, this is a good ball, Roger.
That's a great ball.
Great ball.
Great ball again from Greg Smith.
No, I just had one bet, and I backed Gary Ellis to beat Greg Smith on the heat, and it was a 21-20 nail biter, but Greg Smith managed to win that game.
Yeah, last ball of the match. It certainly was exciting.
It was.
Lots of people shouting for their money, and the guys, the guys. Well, he normally can't get the width of a paper between them when they play each other, and again, it was all on the last end. 21-20 this time to Greg in the All England. But that semi-final between Greg and Matty Gilmore was one of the best games of bowls I've seen for many a year.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Roger. Yes. Very competitive, and the crowd thoroughly enjoyed it. But again, talking about the crowd, I don't think there was that many there this year as in past years. Although the venue was a superb venue. Lay miners and the Welsh people really put on a good show. I did hear that they said there was about 800 there. Well, I thought there were a bit less than that.
No, well, I was on the gate helping get everybody in, and we certainly shifted about 1,000 programs. I think.
Oh, right. Well, very good.
I think it was about 1,000, but yeah, I mean, for an All England Championship, you'd be looking for at least 1,500, 2,000 people to be there, really. The day's entertainment is unbelievable for
a £10 note.
£10 entrance, yeah.
Exactly.
To see all the top bowlers of that season coming together to decide who's going to be the British champion. And fair play to Matty Gilmore, winning it, beating Andrew Moss from Shropshire in the final, 21-18, and Matty, who would believe it, 16 years earlier, he won it
at the same venue.
The same venue, which I mean, to do it once is just unbelievable, but to do it twice Well, that is the stuff of dreams. Anyway, back to this game, and Callum has just beaten a yard lead from Greg, and at 13-3 down, he really needs to get in here and start leading quickly, as the game could be running away from him.
Callum's not holding the jack when he gets in, Roger. He's winning one end and losing the next end, and you can't win games when you're playing balls like that.
No, you need a run. You need a jack for a couple of ends at least to start dictating.
You've got to try and get your opponent to lose his length as well, haven't you? And 2 or 3 ends without the jack can make a big difference. What's Callum doing here? He played a big yard over.
Bold second bowl, but it didn't disturb anything. So 1 to Callum, 4-13, and we'll see what he thinks about doing now.
I think he's got to change. He's gone over the middle. He's coming up the edge, straight peg up the edge, crossing himself a little bit, just to try and get Greg off the land.
It's good. He's trying to get himself going. Well, he wrote up. It's not a terrible ball. It's about a foot 18 inches.
He's played a lot worse balls than that anyway, Roger. This has got to just nibble that jack. Yes.
Run the jack.
Callum knew that the ball wasn't in the road really for blocking Greg's road.
Yeah.
As he missed his shot, and he misses the shot and he wins.
It was a great ball. Nailed the jack after it being promoted by Greg. Had to put 4 foot in and did it to perfection. Playing
for any hit here.
And
he has hits, and he's 2 down now instead of 1 down.
Having hit Callum's short ball, and that leaves Callum right in the far corner here now, and he's got a choice of going along this edge. And
he's coming back up the edge, Roger.
I think he is.
Definitely.
Could be the break he needs to get back at Greg in this match. 6-13. Starting to look a bit better for Callum now. That's the lead though.
Well, it runs another foot for a good one.
Yeah, in front of the jack, so a bit of nuisance value, and Greg could go into the back of it.
I think Greg's over the top of it.
He has. He's played a absolute dead one. So Callum's playing with Wraight now, looking to get a connection.
Is it something?
And he's got it. He's got it absolutely smack bang full, and he's tucked his ball behind his first ball.
Playing for the jack.
And Greg has gone for the jack, and he's just gone over the top. So quickly, the scoreboard's starting to have a different feel to it. Although there's still 5 chalks in it, but at 8-13 is a different game.
See, this is what happens. He's had jack for 3 ends now. Crossing over a little bit on the edge of the green.
And he might just punch this jack out a little bit.
No, it's all right.
It's okay. It's all right.
Can only be a good one wherever it goes.
Because it just grinds a touch there. Could have done him with it not resting at the side of the jack rather than being in front.
Got to get up. He's underneath, Roger.
Yeah.
It's going to go off green. It's a bad ball now. Oh, it's stayed in the rough.
I think Callum's attacked it again, but he's dropped it by the side of the jack.
Those ladies
so
are better
2
move.
targets, yes.
Everybody's moving.
Greg's
even the dogs are up.
I've had enough of this. I'm going to try and scatter everything.
Come on, dog. Hold your breath now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
This could go anywhere.
DT's looking with trepidation. Our referee. He's got one out. He's saved one. And Callum 9-13 along this edge. And all of a sudden, there's a bit of a spring in Callum's step now.
Yeah, he's smiling, he's looking at the crowd.
Different game with the jack, stepping out again, using this huge frame to create a unique angle for himself. Clever bowling.
It's a long time since we've seen people crossing the legs when they're delivering the balls, Roger. Brings back the old Vernon Lee shuffle.
Yeah. Yes.
As a past master at it was Vernon.
And again, you have to say, it's an art. I think doing things like that is an absolute art. And his foot's on the mat, but he's using his body angle. Greg has gone in with his first ball here. Callum's played a reacher at this, looking to try and pick the jack, but this time he was underneath.
Going off for a drink now, Callum. Gonna make Greg wait.
Here if he can.
Greg's played a short and
don't think it's going to get.
No, it's died for me.
One and jack to Greg, I think. So he's back on the mark that he has been playing. But he's just the stop and play is. I think Callum's gone to get a towel.
The other game at the moment, Roger, is Bailey 10-8 in front of Ellis.
Yes, and Ellis line 2 to go 10 across. So this is a big ball of John's just coming across the green in the second semi-final. It's a hell of an effort from John. It's difficult to see whether he's certainly saved. One to Gary signals one, so that's 9-10. Looks as though it's going to be as tight as it was last year, that semi-final. Michael?
Yes, it's looking that way, Roger. Two very studious bowlers, both thinking about the game.
Callum's brought a huge towel to his match now.
2 towels, Roger.
2 towels.
2 towels.
Right.
2 towels, Callum. He's polishing his balls. He must be. There must be something on his balls that's just sticking or something. But
it's like the players toweling themselves down in the change of ends at Wimbledon. But Greg's just played a second ball with a front toucher.
I think he's going to hit these, personally. He's played a big reacher and says he's narrow. And he is. This game can be over in 3 or 4 ends at the moment if Callum doesn't settle down.
Well, he has had a. He has had a break with the jack when he has got in, but as you're absolutely right. Greg's punished him straight away, having got in along the edge with a quick 2 on the mark that is so similar to the mark that Glyn Cookson has favoured throughout the last couple of years when he's won it. It's uncanny. It's almost like Glyn's had a word with him and said, "This is a great mark, Greg." Unless of course he's been watching the coverage, Michael.
Well, he may have done. He may have done.
Yeah.
He may have managed to get
done his homework. He might have done his homework. Yeah. You just don't know.
I think this is a big end for Callum. I think he's got to get in. If he wants to win, he's got to get in here. I think he can't afford Greg to be 17 or 18-9 in front.
He's got 4 foot to get in.
And Greg's gone the other peg.
Yeah, it comes. Yeah.
Greg, for some reason, has gone the other peg down here.
Yeah.
Callum's gone the original peg.
Yeah, the original peg. They've been going down there, and he's played a very good ball. 8 inches to the side of the jack.
again.
Of course, if Callum does get in here, he's back along the edge that he was getting a bit of change out of.
This has got to it. It's it, but the wrong way. And Greg will be seething coming over now.
He is. It's the intensity he brings to the game is fantastic. The concentration, and he wants every ball, doesn't he, Michael, to be the perfect ball.
He does.
And he's not happy with second best at all. Such a perfectionist, and it's written all over his face. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
He concentrates. He wants every ball to be a toucher. He doesn't smile on the green anyway. He does off the green.
But that's great. It's great to see that raw intensity that you've. Well, I haven't seen for many a year. I'm trying to think. Is there any player? Does Greg remind you of any player of yesteryear, Michael?
Why are you asking me about yesteryear?
well, since you're slightly older than me, you know, I bow to your greater experience.
No, not really. I mean, in the days gone of yore, the players actually used to talk to the crowd and interact with the crowd quite a lot. But these lads nowadays, they apart from one or two, they concentrate solely on winning the games. Greg's going to pick something up. He's caught
in
the
terms
ball.
of concentration, I would say I would mention Stan Frith. I used to watch him when I was a young lad.
But Stan used to get him. He liked to smile.
So concentrated. He did absolutely. But there was when he sent his ball, Stan, and he just etched on his face. Complete concentration.
Callum's just waking him up now. He's getting the crowd going a little bit, running after his balls. But Greg is just going to sneak in. Oh, he's come underneath. Callum's waving him out.
Callum
waving him on now.
His back out, swerving that ball out. But Greg saved. I say Greg's never best pleased unless it's a perfect ball. So Callum's getting still nipping away, but there's still a 5-shot gap. So 11-16.
12-16, Roger.
12-16. My apologies. I saw the one, but then didn't see the two.
See, Callum's getting involved a little bit now.
He really is building up a head of steam now, Callum, trying absolutely everything he can, stretching every sinew to get back at Greg.
Greg's just give up. Callum can get over the top of that ball. Lying to. He's wafting it, his arms are going. He's got underneath it and played a reel and giving the crowd the evil eye. Working the crowd up to a frenzy.
He's lay two here, Callum, and if Greg didn't get in, which I don't think he has, Callum's looking at them. We'll see at 16-12. This is an important moment. Callum signals two, so now he's right back in the game at 14-16.
Greg's not conceded the two though.
Oh yeah, right. He signaled
having
two.
a measure.
Right. So and while the measurers come over to measure, I will hand over to Dave Waters, who's come to join us all the way from North Lancs Fylde. Who's going to have a chat with you, Michael. So welcome, Dave. Welcome to the North Wales coast, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm sorry it's not brilliant sunshine here. We've got a few clouds, but I hope it doesn't spoil your evening at all. We're still dry. But anyway, hand you over and you can have a chat with Michael.
Cheers, Roger. Thank you. Good evening, Michael.
Good evening, David. Nice of you to join us.
Not a problem.
This is your first visit to the area. What do you think of this so far?
I think it's a great setup. The Welsh crowd is brilliant, really. You don't really get these many crowds sort of in the North Manchester area, Preston area. So yeah, it's a great setup, and I think Dan's doing a brilliant job.
Yeah, for a charity.
Yeah, all for a good cause.
And the bowling is. I thought the
Yeah.
first few games were a bit in and out, but
Yeah,
maybe they
were-
were trying to get
Yeah,
to grips with the green. But now Greg's been finding a mark at 3/4 corners, and Callum's found this mark up the edge. And
I'm always confident Greg will get in at this length though when Callum plays it.
yeah, I agree. I think
I
Callum
think
needs to change his game.
I think Callum's got plan A then plan A. You know, with Greg, I think he's always got a plan A, plan B, and a plan C.
Exactly. I mean, he's only 13-16 down, and to
Yeah,
be perfectly honest, Greg should be over and done
He
with
should have
this
been,
game.
10 minutes ago, really.
You know, something like 13-3 in front, or something like that. You know, and
He just had a bit of a run straight. Is it straight peg up this edge? Was he playing?
yeah, yes, he was. Got a few little nibbles. And
Yeah. I'm not sure if Gary's been a bit unfortunate there.
Yeah, Bailey's 13-11 in front, and they've called for measures for one here.
I think
Callum's got just a yard off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad crowd. I'd say
Yeah.
about 150, 200 here tonight, David. And the
You
weather
yeah.
stayed fine for the time being.
Well, these are sort of crowds back in the day when you were playing.
These and a few more.
Yeah.
And a few more. But
Greg's found a good one.
yes, one a foot away. Callum's just tried to get the crowd going a little bit,
Yeah.
but they go quiet very, very quickly. I think they only shout when they see good balls. They don't encourage the
Yeah.
players as much as they should do.
Don't condemn any bad balls.
No,
either.
no.
He's played a good one.
Yeah, they're getting involved in that.
I think
But
he's
no.
probably half an hour too late getting the crowd involved, to be fair, but he's
Well, if he
Counts
gets
the
two
two
here,
here,
if he
yeah.
gets two here, David, it's 15-16, and Greg will be twitching a little bit.
it doesn't take much.
Yeah, Greg will be thinking, I shouldn't be on this
Yeah.
green now. I should be at home having a beer or
I
something.
think it's certainly going to save.
He's got to pass it, and it just
Maybe just saved.
14-16.
I think John keeps playing into this quick corner, doesn't he? I think he keeps trying to.
Well, when you're playing the Welshman here, they've got home advantage, and John will have been on this green
Yeah.
a hell of a lot. When I think this is Gary's sixth game maybe on the green over the 3 years. Even though the green's in very, very good condition.
Yeah, great condition.
Not a blemish, no jumps are out. But I think you're right what you said earlier, the crowds around now, they don't know, they can't tip a ball
No,
until it's about a yard from the end. They allow themselves to
Yeah.
get carried away a little
Scared of
bit.
shouting some, it's
You should be able to support your man,
Yeah.
you know, if you had a bet,
yeah,
shout for your man.
money. I think a lot of players now realise it's not personal. It's all part of the game. You've got to shout your money on and
Yeah,
come off the green. I'm sure they'll shout you on the next game if they've backed you.
or shout against you if they
Yeah.
bat your opponent.
I think me and you know that playing on the panel, you can play one game and everyone be shouting against you, and the week after they'll all be shouting for you if they've had a 50p on you.
Exactly, David.
In your case, it's normally 20p.
20p each way.
Yeah. I think Callum's found a good one on the peg here.
Yes, he's lying two. It should be easy to save. You'll be backing Greg to save at least normally.
Have
Well,
a chance of winning.
all it's got to do is stop to win.
Just gone out. Callum's bent it out.
15-16.
New game now.
We've got a county match on Sunday, haven't we, David?
We have,
North
yeah.
Lancs and Fylde.
We have.
What's your take on that for Sunday?
Well, when I speak to everyone, no one's given us a chance, but I think in the last sort of 2 to 3 years we've come on leaps and bounds, and we've improved the side with certain players. Tim Barnett is living on the Fylde course. He's come from Derbyshire, been a great asset. And Andrew Kearns coming back to his roots, who's an outstanding county player. He's a certain player who gives it his all in them one game matches, and he's absolutely brilliant away from home. And Stuart Mort's found a bit of form, which from sort of 10 years ago he's found that class again.
Yes, it could quite easily be a North Lancs Yorkshire final.
Yeah, I hope so.
But my tip is actually Shropshire and Yorkshire in the final.
Yeah,
I'm
not going to lie. Obviously, I think the Shropshire side, they're not well-known names, but they're sort of seasoned campaigners in the county setup, and I think But we've picked a big green. We're confident. We've got some good corner players on it, and
yeah,
there's quite a lot of
it's all
Parkfield
on the day as well, David.
We've got
Callum's. This is what Callum could be doing on Sunday and all.
Greg striking. Got the jack.
Void end.
Just never know.
Void end. You should be in the bar having a drink now. Callum's talking to the crowd.
Trying a few mind games.
That's what it's all about. The longer you stay on, the more chance you've got of winning.
Correct.
Yeah, so anyway, good luck on Sunday, David, with your team. And
Thank you.
if you do manage to get to the final, no doubt I'll be there somewhere along the line.
It's a shame you can't come this Sunday, Michael, but obviously you'll be enjoying the supplementary.
No, I'll be carrying Graham's bag on Sunday, I would think.
I think Greg's buzzed this a bit too far.
Yes, he's not a happy bunny at the moment. 16-15 Bailey's winning the other game. And Callum's going to take a sweat break here at 15-16. Is that your sweat?
Callum's taking his usual break, mid-game break.
Well, then it's time to put the nail in the coffin. He's got to miss his own.
Just put it on.
He's got to miss his own.
He just knocked his 3-yard ball up.
Greg's hoping and praying it's only one so he can go for it. He needs to be going for it.
He's going to have a look.
Yeah, John Bailey's just knocked his own in at that end, so he's gone 16-12 in front. And just have a quick look at this game while Greg and Callum walk around the green for 5 minutes.
Would John have played this green a lot in the leagues or anything like that?
Yeah, he'll have played it. He only lives about half an hour away.
Right.
Now John's getting involved, the crowd's getting involved, he's running after his balls.
I've always admired John for the travelling he does to competitions. It must, it's 2 hours here, 2 hours there. It takes a lot of doing.
It does. Greg's playing, he thinks he's only one down. He needs the jack for the reeling, and he's got the jack. He's only got one. He'll settle for that. Settle for one after that. 17-15.
You're still favouring Greg here, Mike?
I am, yes. I think he's got more to his game than Callum.
Yeah.
Callum needed to put the pressure on.
Not quite sure John's made another there. Good hit from Gary there.
Gary's just struck one off, yeah, 13-16. Greg's led into the corner, played 6 inches at the side. Again, it's a must win end, or at least one down for Callum. But can he just get on straight? No, he's give up. Two foot. I think Greg knows if he puts another one with it, Callum will be having a do. He's hoping to get one, I think, 2 foot wide,
He's come
counting,
out
but
sweet.
he's reached. It's only one now, can Callum see.
Free hit.
He's coming the other peg, playing a big yard over. He's watching it. He's
likes
stalking it.
He
Stalking
likes
it. Chips his ball onto the other. Counted one.
That's what they call a Boydell in Wigan.
He's having it all. He's our Callum now. He's full of beans.
Right, Mark, I'm going to pass back over to Roger and I'll go back to the bar.
Thank you, David.
Cheers.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'll speak to you later, no doubt.
Thanks, Dave. It's been a pleasure hearing from you, and good luck in that Crossfield Cup semi-final at the weekend. Well, what a turnaround in fortune and momentum.
Yeah.
Callum has really got his teeth into this game now, and all of a sudden the rubs are starting to happen Callum's way as well, Michael. And it is a real game, this now.
13-3, you want to give him Tottenham's for his chances.
No, but he's really upped his game, and it was interesting when he came over to where we are to have a wipe down of the towel. His face is pouring with sweat. He is putting absolutely everything, stretching every sinew to get back at Greg here. And,
yes.
And fair play to Callum. He's given himself a real chance. Although Greg's just played another excellent ball. I mean, it wasn't a bad lead from Callum, 2-foot ball, but Greg's nailed one.
Any hit's a good hit for Callum. Any hit's a good hit.
Oh, and he's just done a double promotion there. Onto his ball, onto the short ball, onto the jack.
Now Greg's playing this. Any hit's a good hit for Greg. Callum's arms up in the air.
And the rubs are turning. It is incredible.
Level game. Who'd have thought it?
Game of 4 up. And there's no doubt that Callum will be right after this first ball that he leads. He's really got the crowd very vocal now. And he's absolutely loving it. Greg, I don't think quite knows really what's happened in the last 15 minutes.
No, as you say, the momentum has gone with Callum. Greg's shoulders are slumping. The crowd's getting behind Callum. Greg can't do anything right at the moment.
And Callum just applies the pressure, and it keeps that pressure. That is so important to lead well when you get the breaks, and that's what Callum's doing. And a 6-inch ball into the dips here at Rhos Park, which is if you're not sure and you don't read these dips right, you can make you look an idiot. Callum is now line 2, and Greg struck, and he's only got 1 out, and he's disgusted with himself, but he has saved.
Yes, he's talking to himself, Greg, saying, how have I not hit everything there?
But I can hardly believe I'm saying this. From 13-3 up and coasting, it is now, Greg's now behind 18-17, the first time that Callum's had the lead in the match. And at a significant stage of the game.
Yeah, well, I've been saying that for the last few ends. It's a must-win end for Callum, and now it's a must-win end for Greg.
Yeah,
Greg
incredible.
needs to get in quickly. He's just not leading up the hill, Callum. Every time he's giving Greg that little bit of room. Down the hill, it's better.
Greg's not one to ask for a second chance.
Not the best ball.
Not
fell the right way. It's ended up 14 inch at the side.
But the way Callum has been playing with his second bowls, he has been amazing. Whether he gets in either by playing a dead ball onto the jack or promoting his short bowl up, it's always been managing to beat Greg's leads.
Wants to stop.
I think he's beaten it. I think he's beaten Greg's ball.
He's on a road. As long as he's got a length, he's all right. He's got to run. He's got to run. Greg's throwing them at him from 10 yards away now.
And Callum just feels now that the bowling gods are smiling on him. Because you just don't know from 1 minute to the next what can happen in a game of bowls.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what reputation is before you. They've only got 2 bowls, just like yourself.
Greg's thinking he doesn't know what to do unless he's waiting for John to move and come up into this corner.
Certainly having a good think about what to do here.
Ellis can't play 2 to save his life at the moment. Bailey might be playing to hit these, and he is.
Yeah, this is a big ball from John if he connects, and he has connected. That is a massive moment, I think, in that game. It puts John 18-14 ahead, and Gary will be kicking himself for not getting another there, Michael.
Yeah, he had 5 foot all round the jack to get another and left it 8 foot short. Not like Gary, that. Well, Greg's on in the corners here now, and it wants to just run a yard for a good one.
Just drags a bit there, Michael, and he's left 5 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, can Callum read it?
It's far enough.
It looks good pace. This won't go far at all. This is on the jack. That's a great first bowl to Greg Smith's jack by Callum. And at 19, 18 up.
He's played at it.
You can see the finishing line in Callum.
He needs a connection of some description.
He's not got it, and now that leaves 4 foot all round for Callum to play the ball to win the match in the most improbable of circumstances, given the start that he had. But there you go. Great players have a way of turning things around when things aren't going for them.
Well, if it runs, it's there. It's got another, Roger. It's shaking hands time.
It is.
Shaking hands time.
That's been a most amazing game.
Callum Wraight wins 21-18.
In an incredible game. So the first finalist in the 2016 Craig Roberts Memorial, and doesn't he look pleased? Looks absolutely delighted with himself. He's even given us a wink, Michael. Yes, big smile. He loves coming here to North Wales. Brings the family with him, and it's and he's supported this since day one, 3 years ago. So and it's his first final appearance.
Yeah,
and he'll be absolutely delighted.
And it looks like he'll be playing John Bailey in the final, unless something drastic happens in this game. As Bailey leads 20-14 against Gary Ellis, and he's played a good one. It'll look a good one from the mat.
Another great lead from John Bailey, keeping the pressure on Gary Ellis. He's
got to run this.
Gary's looking
at it. Got to run a yard. He's got to run a yard.
Just
died.
Just given up.
Personally, I think John needs to play 1-2 yards short in the road if he can.
So I tend to ask you this every year, Michael, because you're a part of Gary's team of supporters, and you go around the country seeing him. How was his form this year compared to the last few years? I know you weren't too happy a couple of years ago with his form. Have things picked up in your opinion?
I think he's playing more consistent, and he's won about 10 competitions this year.
This is why I always love asking you this question,
and
because you're his biggest critic.
We come home from some of these bowling competitions, and he says like, "How have I won that?" Not
just by being the game's number one. That's all.
Not by playing his best balls, but by just hanging in there. And when the pressure's on, like Callum's just done there, he just hangs in. And when you play Gary, you've not won until you've actually put your hand up for that 21 and he's shut your hand.
Yeah.
He never gives in, and his tenacity in the game is second to none, to be perfectly honest. And people just don't realise how much concentration he puts into every ball.
Yeah. Well,
he never gives in.
He's got to deliver here with John Lyon game. Nobody'd bet against him though.
No, I wouldn't bet against him hitting one of those two short balls.
Yeah, look at this. He's looking at it. He is looking at this ball, giving it every chance, and he's been unlucky. He's hit his short ball, just got too thick a contact, and John Bailey has got a really good win here against Gary Ellis, 21-14. So we have the home favourite, John Bailey, in the final against Callum Wraight.
The
Should
crowd's
be a fantastic
favourite.
final.
Give it a kiss. Give us a kiss, Michael.
Oh.
Thank you.
Online, on demand, on bluebordersports.co.uk.